Hi there guys, and welcome to the first episode of The Samurai Chef. Each week I'll be introducing a new recipe that you guys can easily make from the comfort of your own home. What I want to do is get people passionate about cooking with fresh ingredients and introducing new flavours to your palate. Subscribe to my YouTube channel and Instagram to see my weekly recipes. So today I'm going to be cooking herb crusted lamb with sautéed aubergine, potato puree with a sweet potato and butter bean sauce. So what we are going to do now is prepare the herb crust. For this you will need fresh rosemary, thyme, curly parsley and breadcrumbs. So the first thing we're going to do is chop the curly parsley. The reason why I chose the curly parsley over the normal parsley is because the dry texture of the curly parsley will blend perfectly with the breadcrumbs. Make sure that you chop the parsley finely. Next we are going to remove the rosemary off its stem. It's really quite simple. The best way to do this is with your thumb and finger. Start from the top and push down on the rosemary. This will remove the rosemary off its stem. With the thyme, follow the same process as the rosemary and remove it off its stem. Now we're going to blend the herbs with the breadcrumbs. So pour in the breadcrumbs into the blender, followed by the chopped curly parsley, rosemary and thyme. Blend the herbs and breadcrumbs for about 45 to 60 seconds. You'll start to see the herb crust come together as a nice light green texture. Now we are going to prepare the lamb cutlets. When cooking with lamb cutlets, always check the texture of the cutlets and try using thick pieces. I recommend choosing ones with fat on the back as this helps seal in juices during the cooking process. Golden rule with cutlets, always make sure you season it to give it flavour. I recommend you using salt and pepper. To cook the cutlets, I will be using a griddle pan. I prefer using this pan for cooking the lamb cutlets as the griddle helps distribute heat evenly, which gives you great control on how well you want to cook the cutlets. Pour olive oil into the griddle and spread it evenly so it covers the whole pan. Once the griddle is hot, place the cutlets one by one onto the pan. This is the most important part of the cooking process. We are not trying to cook the lamb cutlets. All we are trying to do is seal the flavour of the cutlets and give it colour. Cook the cutlets on the pan for a couple minutes until they are nicely brown. Once the cutlets are nicely brown, take them off the griddle and place them in a small plate, and then remove the oil from the griddle. On the hot griddle, add a knob of butter and let it melt, and spread it evenly on the pan. Place the cutlets back onto the pan, and for 1 minute we are going to glaze the lamb cutlets with butter. This will give it more colour and seal the flavour. Take the cutlets off the griddle and place it onto a chopping board. On one side of the lamb cutlets we are going to spread English mustard, not Dijon mustard. One by one, grab the lamb cutlets and place it in the bowl of the herb crust on the mustard side. This will make sure the crust covers one side of the cutlets. Place the cutlets back on the griddle and pop in the oven for 15 minutes on 200 degrees. Whilst the cutlets are cooking in the oven, we're going to start making the potato puree. Grab yourself a couple of potatoes and cut them into large cubes. Place the potatoes in a pot with boiling water and let the potatoes boil for 10 minutes. Once the potatoes have boiled, drain the pot and place the potatoes in the blender. Season the potatoes with salt and pepper and then pour in a small amount of milk and add a knob of butter. Turn the blender on full power and blend the potatoes until it's smooth and creamy. Now we are going to make the sweet tomato and butter bean sauce. For this sauce I went with ripe sweet tomatoes which have a distinct sweet flavour, and when cooking with these tomatoes they give an aromatic scent. This is why I love cooking with these tomatoes. To make the sauce, start slicing the tomatoes in half, like so. Place the tomatoes in a non-stick pot with no oil on medium heat. With a wooden spoon, stir the tomatoes for a couple minutes. This helps the heat spread evenly, and slowly you'll start to see the tomatoes' texture becoming soft. Then for a couple of minutes, leave the tomatoes to simmer. Season the tomatoes and stir for a couple of minutes. You can now start to see the tomatoes softening, and all that rich juice that is being released from the tomatoes will start forming the base of the sauce. Cover the pot with a lid and let the tomatoes simmer for 3 minutes on low heat. After 3 minutes, lift the lid and start stirring the tomatoes, as you can see that the tomatoes are slowly turning into a sauce base. Now add some chopped curly parsley and stir the sauce for a few more minutes. Now add the butter beans into the sauce and stir for another couple minutes. Place the lid back on the pot and let the sauce simmer for another couple minutes. The sauce looks amazing. The smell is sweet and the colour of the sauce is so vibrant, which will complement the dish. Finally, we need to saute the aubergine. Grab the aubergine and cut 3 thick slices. Season both sides of the aubergine with salt and pepper. On a hot pan, add another butter and give it a minute to melt. Then place all 3 aubergine slices in the pan and let them cook for 3 minutes on each side until golden brown in the middle. After 15 minutes, take the griddle out of the oven and place the lamb cutlets on the chopping board to rest for a couple minutes. This is because the lamb is still cooking in the inside. Allowing the lamb cutlets to rest will avoid a tough texture in the lamb. Now it's time to plate the dish. With a spoon, carefully pour the potato puree in the middle of the plate. What we're trying to do is create a bed with the puree. Place the aubergine slices on top of the puree. Make sure the aubergine slices are slightly overlapping one another. Place the lamb cutlets horizontally on top of the aubergines. Finally, pour the sweet tomato and butter bean sauce around the plate. And there you have it, a simple herb crusted lamb cutlets with sautéed aubergine, potato puree and sweet tomato and butter bean sauce. Thanks for tuning in. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel to see more of my weekly recipes, and please click like if you enjoyed the show. Don't forget to visit my Instagram page where I will also upload my recipes. Until next week, see you later guys.